What's going on, FeedTheButton.com viewers? Mike here to give you my first video game review of the year. Sorry for all the delays. I've been having a little bit of issues with my computer, but looks like everything should be good now. So I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to show off the brand new Nintendo 3DS. This is Nintendo's brand new handheld system. It features glasses-free 3D, and it's a little bit more powerful than the original DS is right now. So it's definitely a graphical upgrade and everything. So it's basically the successor to the Nintendo DS. Here's the glorious system. It got in the nice little blue color here. It's got like a little three-tone going. It's a little thick, which I was kind of surprised on. But overall, I must say that the system is very nice. It doesn't really feel that cheap. It's a little heavy, but it's not too bad. The only problem is, I mean, if you're one of those people who likes to carry your DS around in your pocket, it is, like I said, it is a little thick, so it might be a little uncomfortable, but so be it. But everything about it is very nice. I mean, the menu system on it is great and everything. I really like the fact that they implemented the new version of the Friends code, where you can actually see if your buddies are online, what they're playing. No type of messaging yet. Hopefully Nintendo's working on that, but it's still a really cool feature to have. It's very nice. As you can see here are the two cameras right up here, which help create 3D effects to take pictures with in 3D. And also they said something about possibly 3D video recording. So that would be really cool to see too. Just like the DSi, it has a front-facing camera as well, which is used mainly for just some games. One of the games that comes preloaded is Face Raiders, which is awesome, by the way. It allows you to take your face and it puts you in the game and it animates you and everything, which is really cool. The Mii Maker on here is okay. I mean, it's just like the Wii. Nothing really different. I mean, it allows you to take a picture of yourself, and then it basically guesses the different type of facial features you should have and everything, but it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, when I used it, I ended up editing my character anyways. I wasn't impressed with what they gave me, and plus, whole part of it is it doesn't have to look like you, so whatever. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun just to create your Mii, and then that it also shows up on your friend's card as well, so everyone else who you're friends with can see that too. So another thing that the system does come with are these AR cards. Now it's really cool. Basically all you do is you place the card on a flat surface. You load up the app, and then once the camera recognizes the card, it'll start activating the game, and it basically turns your environment into the game. So like, let's say you're playing on a metal surface, it'll modify the different levels and stuff like that. Like, it'll move the platform ups and down and everything like that, and it'll stay with the metal texture and everything, which is really cool. And then you also, instead of just shooting at like certain things and moving the cursor around with the new analog stick, you actually move around with the system, which is a cool new feature, and it works really well. I mean, it gets you kind of a little interactive with it, but it's a lot of fun. Speaking of the analog stick, it's very nice. I mean, it's straight to the point. It's very responsive. It's pretty cool with some of the games, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So it does work really well. Here's the 3D slider to turn the 3D on and off. During my videos, which I hope turn out very well, we shall see. I did the best I could of showing you some of the games. I had the 3D off, obviously, so you can see the picture better. But I can't express how well the 3D works. I mean, it's all up. You have to see it for yourself. You have to see it for yourself. Unless you know someone who has one, I mean, there's no way of knowing how good this works. I mean, I know some of the local Best Buys and everything are starting to get them in, so you can kind of check them out there, and even the GameStops. But unless you see it for yourself, you will not know. I know some people have been having problems with headaches and everything like that. Personally, I have not had that problem. The one time I did have a problem with a headache, I was kind of playing in direct sunlight. So I kind of advised that. That was the only time, and I was playing Ridge Racer, and it was a dark course, so it was just not reacting with my eyes. It gave me a super big headache. But other than that, I mean, playing it in indoor lighting for hours on end, I've had no problems, no headaches whatsoever. Like I said, everyone's different, but I haven't had a problem. So personally, you're not going to hear a complaint about that from me. The battery life, it's a little rough. The battery life is definitely a little rough. When they say 3 to 5 hours, they mean 3 to 5 hours. And when you're playing, it depends what you're playing to, and you have the 3Ds up all the way or not. Street Fighter takes a lot of battery power. Again, I'll get into that review later, but it does eat up the battery quite a bit. I've seen my battery drain from after only about an hour of playing that. So compared to a couple of the other games. So, but overall, I mean, it's great. I mean, you get your little stylus here, which extends out to a bigger stylus and everything. So the system is really cool. Like I said, it's made very well, I believe. I believe some people were saying that they might have some problems with the power button. I have not had an issue with it yet, thankfully, but I can guess at least see if you're playing like this and you kind of push down on it. I guess I could see it happening. Like I said, though, I have not had any problems with that yet, so cross my fingers, thank God for that. So, I picked up a few of the games for the system, so let's get into those reviews. Okay, first off, I want to talk about Rayman 3D really quick. Not a whole lot to say. If you've played Rayman 2 on the Dreamcast or PS2, which I'm sure you have, if you have it, you really need to. It's a cool game. It's a lot of fun. But it's the exact same game, so it's nothing new. There's nothing added or anything like that except for the 3D effects, which work very well. I was very impressed with the 3D on this one. There's certain times when certain creatures are flying around and they'll fly behind you and they'll be like right in your face. So they did a really cool job with that. It looks fine. I mean, you know, it's a lot of date, but it's your basic platformer, so it's a lot of fun. I recommend it if you're a fan of the series. If you've played it before, like I said, just don't expect anything new. It's the same exact Rayman that has been around since the Dreamcast. Next game I want to talk about is Pro Evolution Soccer 2011, 3D, of course. I was extremely impressed with this game. Very impressed. It looks great. It looks very similar. I don't know if you've ever played it on the PSP, but it looks very similar to the PSP version, so it looks really nice. In the videos, as you can see, the view that I kept it in is the best way to play it in 3D. It kind of just gives you, you know, the behind the player, so it gives you a little bit more depth of field and everything. But during the replays of goals, or even like during the entrances or anything, jack that 3D slider all the way up. You're going to be so impressed. I could not believe how well the 3D worked. It was just unbelievable. Like I said, it was just, it was mind-blowing. I was very impressed on that. The game's a little difficult. It's a little bare bones, but it's not too bad. It does have Street Pass, which allows versus play. Basically, you set up a team that you want to play, and then while your DS is in sleep mode, you walk by someone else who has the same exact Street Pass on, and they have their team set up. Your two teams will battle it out throughout that, throughout each system, and then when you go back into your game, you'll be able to see your win-loss column and all that kind of good stuff. So it's kind of a little cool mini game and everything. So you could, like I said, you create your own players and negotiate and stuff like that. But I definitely, if you're a soccer fan, I 100% recommend this. If you're just a sports fan, you kind of have an interest in the soccer game, go out and get it. No hesitations. Like I said, this is one of the best games to show off the 3D. Alright, so I also picked up the LEGO Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars. I mean, it's your typical LEGO game. So if you've played them before, you've played this one pretty much. It just takes place in the Clone Wars universe, which is kind of cool. It's a little bit different, so I'm not totally familiar with the Clone Wars series. I really need to get into that, but that's another issue. But it's really interesting. It's a very different story and everything, so that was that's kind of cool. The 3D works fairly well during the levels. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, when you pick up the studs and everything, it kind of pops out when it's going up towards your point total. So that's kind of cool. I did one of the flying levels, and that was really impressive. That was really cool with the lasers shooting everywhere, and there's be times where they come out of nowhere and, you know, really get into your face and everything. The cutscenes look really nice in 3D too, so that's really cool. Graphically though, it's pretty nice. I can't complain. I mean, it looks pretty solid. It's very smooth and everything, so I only recommend this if you're a big fan of the Lego games, but like I said, it's nothing like any of the other Lego games you've played before, so it's nothing really new, but if you are a fan of Lego games, I don't see why you shouldn't go pick this up. Now we're down to my 2 favorite games that I bought so far. First of all, we have Ridge Racer 3D. Graphically, it looks pretty good. It looks very nice. No complaints whatsoever there. It is the same Ridge Racer you've been playing for years, so there's my only complaint. Come on, give us some new tracks, some new cars. Come on already. But I do love Ridge Racer, so I'm not complaining. It's one of my favorite racing games of all time. I love the whole drifting system. I love how it works and everything, so it's really cool. There's 2 basic camera views. There's behind the car and there's inside the car. I recommend playing outside the car if you're going to have 3D off. Then this way you can get a really good feel of how great the system, the game plays, the way the game looks, all that good stuff. If you are going to play in 3D, you have to play it in car view. It is unbelievable. Just that whole tunnel vision, everything coming at you. I mean, if you're playing on certain levels, there's tree leaves coming out, hitting you in the face. There's certain parts where just random confetti's dropping. I don't know what that's about, but I think it's just to give the 3D off, show that off a little bit. And so, but that's, you know, hitting you in the face and everything, but you have to play in car view. Jack that 3D slider all the way up. It looks amazing. Another thing it does have the Street Pass as well. This one basically is just a simple one though. It's data sharing, so however, you know, like you're used to Ghost Tracks, I'm sure, if you've been playing racing games where basically you'll see another person's car based upon their time and everything. It shares that data, which is kind of cool, so you can kind of compete against other people and see what kind of times they got and everything like that. And plus you earn points for the garage to upgrade cars and all that kind of good stuff. So, but this is one of the best looking games. It handles great. It uses the analog stick very nicely. This is definitely worth it now. The racing games on handheld are going to be excellent, I think, because of that analog stick, so that's very exciting. So if you're a fan of racing games or Ridge Racer series, there's no hesitation. Go buy this with your system right now. And finally, my highest rated game that came out on launch day with the Nintendo 3DS, Super Street Fighter 4. Wow. Just wow. This game looks unbelievable. It looks very, very nice. The original DS would definitely never be able to pull anything like this off. The control system works great. The touchscreen has some added buttons and everything too, so it kind of makes a quick way to activate ultra moves and super combos and throws and focus attacks and different things like that. And this game does feature Street Pass, which is a really cool mode in this. Basically, you set up, it's kind of like an RPG. You set up 6 figurines, different levels and everything, and you earn points while you're playing to buy more figurines that are already leveled up and everything. And once you set up your lineup, if you pass someone in the street that has it as well, your 6 figurines will battle their 6 figurines. And then you gain experience points, and you know your figurines level up and all that other good stuff. You get some bragging rights and things like that. So it's just a really cool feature. And it looks like Capcom's going to be adding more figures, like exclusive figures, so if you're paying attention to them. So I don't know if you followed their blog, but they just released a code to get a special exclusive figurine on there, so you might want to go check that out. So, but if you pick up a Nintendo 3DS, if you don't pick up Ridge Racer, if you're not a fan of racing games, and you like fighting games, do not hesitate on Super Street Fighter 4. It is unbelievable. It's got 35 characters, and I can't express how much I love this game and how fantastic they did with this. Well, there you have it, guys. There's my full review on the Nintendo 3DS. Like I said, it's a great system. You have to take my word for it, or you at least got to go see it for yourself. You really truly will not know how to experience this unless you see it for yourself. So I give the hardware an 8 out of 10. I'm very impressed. The battery life can definitely be better. That's my one big complaint, but I'm also very excited for the things coming ahead, such as adding the 3D video recorder, adding the shop, adding the Internet Explorer browser, and also adding Netflix with some 3D movies, which will be really cool. So I'm really hoping it works very well. So, if you're a big fan of Nintendo, like handheld systems, a fan of 3D, go out and get your 3DS now.